Hey, Sean, a couple of months ago, Manfrotto sent me their travel tripod, the Manfrotto BeFree 3-way Live. Travel tripod with a fluid drag system head. And as a quick explanation of me and tripods, I've had the same two Manfrotto tripods for like 15 years. These big, heavy duty, good tripods that have lasted me all of my cameras for the past 15 years. But as my cameras have gotten lighter and lighter, the need for a beefy tripod has gotten less important to me. And a couple of years ago, I bought what's holding my phone now for this video. I bought the three-legged thing Patty, which is a ball head tripod. And so most of what I use tripods for is for holding the cameras for seated interviews. I can't tell you when the last time I ever did like a tripod camera move was. Like, I'm never putting a camera on a tripod and like doing a pan or doing a tilt. Like, I don't know anyone who does that these days. And so like needing a good smooth fluid head is not useful for me. And so that's why I went to this ball head, and I've used that. Now, the tricky thing about a ball head is when you get it exactly where you want it and you tighten it, it moves a tiny little bit. And so it could be a little trial and error. It can take a moment to really get it tightened and keep your frame right where you want it. And there's been times sometimes where I just couldn't get it and I had to widen my frame a little bit and crop in later to get the actual frame that I wanted, which is not ideal. But I like its convenience, and a lot of times I'm shooting on uneven surfaces. I'm inside, but there's a lot of times where I'm outside filming with clients. And with a fluid head tripod, you either need a bowl mount to level your camera, or you have to work really hard to level all three of your legs independently to try to get your tripod level. And I find that frustrating. And so a ball head, you can have your tripod at an angle, still have a perfectly level head, where with a fluid head, it can be tricky without a bowl to get that right. And a bowl gets expensive and bulky. And when I'm trying to pare down my kit, I noticed that. So when Manfrotto sent me this, I was like, I'll try it. I used a BeFree tripod until I broke it, but no fault of the tripod. I buried it in the sand accidentally and it got all crunchy, and I just never used it again because I got sand and everything. Don't get sand in your gear. It's not a fault of the gear. So I was willing to give it a try. And they sent it to me, and I was impressed. And there's two features in particular that I really like. And so you should know with product videos, they sent this to me for free. They're not paying me for any of this. They don't get any say in what my video is. But my policy is I don't make a video if I don't like the product. I get sent products. If I don't like the product, I just don't make a video about it. And so I like this one. And I have three things I like about it, two things that I think are unique and helpful. And then one thing that bothers me a tiny little bit. So I'll share those with you. First is this lever here. So with this tripod, you've got this arm like any tripod, only you unscrew the arm to lock it. And when you get your tilt right, you lock it in place and it stays there. You just twist this. So there's not an extra knob. It's not two-handed operation to get it leveled and locked, which all of my big tripods are. But then to fold up, this little thing pops up, and then the handle can fold in. And so it gets really compact, which is nice. I'm going to leave this out for the rest of this. But this lever, when you unscrew it, adjusts the roll of the tripod. So the camera's facing away from this arm. And when I first saw this, I'm like, ugh, this is for shooting vertical video. And I don't like vertical video, and I don't shoot vertical video typically unless I absolutely have to, unless I'm being paid well to. And so I was like, okay, fine, whatever, that's not helpful. It does help it fold up a little more compactly, but I was like, that doesn't really affect me. Until I took this tripod to Michigan. I was filming up there for about a week, and I was doing interviews all over the place outside, on the side of sand dunes, on the beach, in the woods, all over the place. What I noticed was this little thing levels. You don't have to use it to go 90. If your tripod's crooked, instead of needing a bowl head or a ball head, I can just level this with these two levers and always find, no matter what, a level camera angle. so instead of needing a bullhead, instead of needing to adjust the length of each individual leg, I was able to always level my camera out with just these two, which are really easy to one-handed operate to lock down. And when you lock them down, they don't move a tiny little bit like my ball head does. So I was really happy with that. And again, I'm not using the fluid head to do pans and tilts. I'm using it to get level footage, and I was really impressed with this. I didn't do any tests where I would see how smoothly I could rotate things, but I assume you could do pretty smoothly on here. The other thing I really liked is there's a 3/8 inch screw underneath this rubber thing to keep sand out of it, or water or whatever. But with that, I can attach, I have a iFootage spider clamp, which I love. And usually I use this clamp part of it to clamp onto the leg, and then I can like screw something in to the 3/8 inch screw or 1/4 inch screw on the end of this. But by having the 3/8 inch screw here, I can put this on and then attach this clamp to where I have the clamp part free. And I know I could buy more stuff, but it's really convenient to just have it locked on there, steady. It's not on a leg. It's not on the height shaft, the center shaft of it, which is another thing I like, by the way, the center shaft, because it lets me adjust height quickly between interviews without having to reset the legs and change the height of the legs. So I really like that. But I was using this to hold an umbrella, where I could attach this to it and use this clamp to hold the handle of an umbrella to keep the camera covered. And I was really impressed with how nimble the setup was. I really liked it. And so those two things really made a difference for actually shooting outside. I was able to get level footage. I was able to keep my camera dry by mounting an umbrella to it pretty cleanly. And I just like how compact it is, and it's really sturdy, to my surprise. And maybe, I don't know, I haven't compared this to many other things. This is not a comparative analysis. This is a subjective analysis of binary. Yes, this works, and I liked it. It's really rigid, to my surprise. And my old, like 8 years ago, there was some play in that travel tripod where especially when it's extended all the way out, things moved a lot. I was pretty impressed with this. And there's a little hook here where you can put a sandbag on it if you really want to keep it steady, if it's causing you problems in high wind or something like that. But I didn't ever have to do that in my week of filming outside with it. And we did have some windy days. It just never affected the rigs that I had on there, even with a matte box and a French flag on it. So I'm a fan. My one gripe is the little wheel to unlock the tripod base plate, which I like the tripod base plate because it's not a huge long one. And I use an iFootage phone clamp to hold my phone like I'm doing now, and that fits in here without a base plate. I can clamp it in, and I can clamp in any old Manfrotto base plate, any Arco, Swiss, whatever. I can put anything on here, and I really like that. Any of my DJI stuff, I can put any mounting plate on anything, and most of them I haven't seen anything yet that I can't fit in here. But this little wheel to open it and close it, I find that when there's a camera over here, it can be tricky to get it to move because it's this oblong shape where you kind of need the flat sides, and if your fingers are there, it can be tough to twist it. My three-legged thing, Patty, same height, same clearance, but the twist thing, the knob, is like a wider circle, and it's got rubber grip all around it, so it's easy to grab the whole thing from any angle and loosen it. So I noticed if I was going on and off quickly, that annoyed me a little bit. It never stopped me, but I always just noticed, like, oh, it's a little, That's my only gripe about this tripod. It's really well made. I don't get paid for any of this. I don't even get affiliate links or anything like that. Thank you, Manfrotto, for sending me this to me. It's a good tripod, and if you're looking for a good travel tripod or compact but not traveling, I mean, you can travel with it if you want, but if you're not traveling a bunch, it's still a great tripod, and I've been using it for my St. Louis-based indoor interviews as well, and I've been impressed at what I can do and how quickly I can do it without taking up a ton of space. That's all I got. If you're looking for one, it's a good one. Have a great day or night or whatever, wherever. See you later. Bye.